I am so happy to see familiar faces today. My name is Laura Mata López. I'm a psychiatric nurse practitioner, a suicide prevention researcher, and a PhD candidate at the Johns Hopkins University. I am an immigrant and I'm also a suicide survivor. I have a decade of clinical experience providing mental health and substance use services in the community to immigrants from Latin America, many of whom are undocumented, socially excluded, and who would otherwise go without care. My study is the first NIH funded research study focused on suicide risk and resilience among Latina immigrants. It's the first. Even though this is a population that is largely absent from mental health research despite rising suicide rates. My work is generating foundational data to inform culturally responsive suicide prevention interventions in my community, as well as others facing similar structural risks. My doctoral training and my dissertation are supported by the National Institutes of Health through an F31 Diversity Pre-Doctoral Fellowship. For almost 3 decades, the F31 Diversity Pre-Doctoral Fellowship Program supported the training and professional development of scientists from historically underrepresented backgrounds across disciplines, enabling them to deliver rigorous science that seeks to address overlooked disparities and that is responsive to our community's needs. On February 4th of last year, this program was abruptly terminated overnight. And on April 29th of last year, I received notice that my award was terminated as part of broader and politicized efforts to eliminate all diversity-focused fellowships and grants. At the time, I woke up to an email in my inbox. That's how you found out that your work was terminated. And my termination letter read, quote, "It is the policy of the NIH not to prioritize research programs related to DEI. It is antithetical to scientific inquiry, does nothing to expand knowledge of living systems, provides low return on investment, and ultimately does nothing to enhance health, lengthen life, or reduce illness." I earned this award in 2023 through a competitive peer-reviewed process that included dozens of leading scientists in their respective fields. Like all applicants, I was evaluated on the strength of my research, its feasibility, and the potential that it has for its contributions to science and society. The decision to fund my research was based on scientific merit.
That's right.
The decision to terminate it was not. Since this all started, at least 270 F31 diversity grants have been terminated during active project implementation. And this number only reflects self-reported terminations. That number is probably much higher. Behind that number are real people, real projects, and real communities. Trainees whose projects have been terminated were forced to abandon parts of their research, cut their training short, or fight internally with their institutions just to be able to continue their critical work. When I received my termination notice, I was preparing to begin the most resource-intensive phase of my dissertation. And this termination brought my work to an immediate stop. While my award was ultimately reinstated under a federal court order, this whole ordeal, this ordeal delayed my timeline by over 8 months and put nearly $100,000 in federal investment at risk. These terminations undermine the integrity of the research itself. They undermine the training that the NIH committed to support, and they also undermine the trust that we have built with our communities who agreed to participate and to give voice to this work. Ending this fellowship and other diversity-related funding mechanisms rolls back decades of bipartisan progress towards building a research enterprise that serves and reflects all Americans. We cannot effectively address public health crises like suicide without investing in the very people and communities most affected. And we cannot claim to value science while effectively undermining and erasing the people who are doing it. I know exactly why my research was targeted. To this regime, DEI means me. It means the people who look like me. And it means my community. You don't terminate life saving critical research in fields like suicide and cancer unless you don't want people who look like me to thrive and be alive. The intention behind these anti science efforts was clear. By terminating our funding, the Shadow King and his Doge minions thought they could silence us. But you cannot.
Right.
We are not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. People like me deserve the opportunity to have meaningful science careers, to have meaningful careers in research, in policy, in all spaces that make our society and our lives better and the lives of our communities better. Our communities deserve to be seen. They deserve research that reflects their lived realities. So I just want to close out by saying that I'm not afraid. I know none of you are. That's why you're here today. We will keep fighting for our research, for our communities, and for the integrity of our science and our democracy. Thank you.